A little party never killed nobody. So we gon' dance until we drop. A little party never killed nobody. Right here, right now is all we get.
Good afternoon, Old Sports. America, Huck, Holden, it's so nice to see you all. I'm glad you've come to join me here in West Egg.
Oh, Mr. Gatsby, your home is so beautiful. I've never seen anything like it before.
Thank you very much, America. I do try to keep it in pristine shape.
If you ask me, I think it's phony. Reminds me of my brother DB.
Yeah, it's too darn civilized.
Boys, come on. I throw the greatest parties in all the city.
You don't need these stupid material things. All I have's my red hat.
Yeah, when I was on the raft with Jim, all I had was my pipe, my clothes on the back, and I was mighty content.
Oh, but I do need these things. And trust me, Huck, you'd be much happier on a hydroplane than on a raft.
Not so sure about that.
Well, I had barely anything in America while I was with Candido in California, and those were not happy times. We struggled every day to make ends meet, and it was horrible not to have anything.
When I was a young boy, I was much like you, America. My family had nothing. We were penniless. But I held on to this dream to be greater, to make something out of myself, and that is what I've done.
All this talk about dreams is making me sick. I just want to be a catcher in the rye, you know, keep the kids from falling off the cliff.
I don't need no catch in a ride. I can take care of myself.
Well, you're not like most kids, Huck. You do a lot more than just play in the park.
My baby, Sakura, what a wonderful child she would have been. A citizen of the United States, playing in the park. Her life was so full of promise.
Childhood is the best thing. The innocence, oh man, it's about the only thing that doesn't make me so depressed.
Yeah, I might have loved being a kid and all. That is, an uncivilized kid.
I can surely say I prefer my adulthood to my childhood. I've come very far since then.
Honestly, I gotta ask you, Mr. Gatsby, what's all this really for? The fancy shirts, the phony parties? What does it mean to you?
Well, if you want to know, it's for a special someone of mine. I'm going to make things the way they used to be. You know, repeat the past.
Repeat the past? Yeah, I guess I know how that feels. I wish stuff would never change, like the History Museum.
Both of you are crazy. I think that stuff's gonna change at one point. See, if I didn't run off, I'd still be getting civilized by the way of Douglas. Or worse, getting beat by my pap. I like things always being different. All the adventure and excitement.
Oh my, just like Mr. Gatsby and Mr. Holden, I too long for the past. When I first came to America, I dreamed many times of going back home to my family. But my time in this country has only been full of misfortune. It was a mistake to come here.
A good friend of mine, Nick Carey, once said that you can't repeat the past. But I won't give up. And Holden in America, I don't think you should either.
I reckon we stop chatting about the past. The future's been a riot. I ain't lying.
Please, tell us, Mr. Huck.
Well, I went out west yarning with my pal Tom, and I'm rum glad I did.
I thought of moving out west once to get away from everything, but I changed my mind.
You sure did make a big mistake, Holden. Out west, that's where all the adventure is. I even wrestled a pack of coyotes.
I think me. Those coyotes, they were everywhere in California.
You won't be seeing none in Oklahoma. I've wrestled and killed most all of them.
Come on, enough about your phony story, Huck. Let me tell you what I've been doing since I left the loony bin.
Please, I'd love to hear.
Well, I've become a part-time carousel operator. Old Phoebe, to tell you the truth, visits me there most days. And she still rides on the carousel and grabs for those gold rings.
That's one heck of a boring and lonely life.
It's far from lonely, in my opinion. I mean, look at me. No one even came to my funeral. Not even my dear Daisy.
Daisy? Daisy who? I know a lovely lady with that name.
Daisy Buchanan, of course. My one true love.
I know Miss Daisy Buchanan. I used to clean her vacation house in Beverly Hills. You know, I do know how to clean more than Buddha statues. She's a very generous woman. She tips very well. But don't get me started on her husband, Mr. Tom.
Tom Buchanan. Never liked that guy. He's so rude. Definitely not an old sport of mine. That day in the Plaza Hotel, that was quite a debacle.
He sounds like a strap ladder type of guy to me.
Wait, let me tell you about the sort of people I sure don't like. The King and the Duke. I reckon they're the most duplicitous duo I ever did meet. They even tried to sell my best pal Jim.
Aye, these men seem terrible, but I know of the worst man in the world. He wore this backwards baseball cap, these terrible dentures, and his skin was so pale. Jose Navidad!
What's this about Christmas?
I remember going around New York on Christmas back, just shooting the bull with some people.
Shooting? Please don't speak of shooting.
Jose Navidad has done things I cannot speak of. He is an evil, heartless man.
What do you do, lady? Tell us!
You are much too young to know, Mr. Huck.
Yeah, Huck, you gotta keep your innocence.
You're a fine young boy, Huck. In fact, you're all wonderful people. Don't lose sight of that. I've always felt like an outsider in this world, as if no one cared, but you all seem to understand me.
I too have felt like an outsider, Mr. Gatsby. Here in America, I've been shunned and looked down upon simply because of the color of my skin.
I swore I'd never judge you, Miss America. I did never judge my friend Jim for the color of his skin. I wouldn't ever make no one feel isolated.
Man, I know how it feels to be isolated. I never fit in with any of those morons at Pensy Prep. I guess I never really fit in anywhere. I mean, I like talking to people, but I don't think anyone gets what I'm saying. Like the cab driver. When I asked him where the ducks go in the winter, he didn't get me.
It's been one rough time for us folks. We're just a little different than what people expect. But I reckon that's a mighty good way to be.
You are surely right, old sport. Wow, time seemed to have slipped away from us.
Oh yes, I've got to be getting home. Candido has found work again. We'll be eating very well tonight. Lots of tortillas. Delicioso.
Yeah, I guess I gotta get back. Think I'll take Phoebe to the movies tonight.
I suppose I should get leaving too. By tomorrow, I'll be heading back to Coyote Country.
Thank you, old sports, all of you. I appreciate your company. I'd like to leave you with a favorite quote of mine, if that's okay. So we lead on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past.